What is up, fight fans? You are listening to the Silly Gilly Goose MMA show, and we had a crazy night last night in Miami. Boys, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Noah. How are you?
Good. Mason, crazy, huh?
I'm just thinking about this one fight, but overall, that was such a spectacular card. Best card of the year so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree.
we got a big announcement on the card last night. We have Gable Steveson will be making his UFC debut on International Fight Week in July, which is very exciting for the heavyweight division.
Very, very exciting.
Very.
But let's get into the card. The first fight of the night, we had Charles Radtke versus Francisco Prado, and all three judges gave it 30-26 to Charles Radtke after a eye poke point deduction.
Yeah.
What was your guys' thoughts on this one?
Yeah, great fight by Charles Radtke. Just had a game plan that was just to go in there, take Prado down, and he was executing it really well. Great ground control the first 2 rounds. He was in a deep gilly in that third round. I thought Prado was gonna hit that silly gilly on him, but he was able to get out and still won the round. So yeah, great performance from Charles Radtke.
Yeah, that was a deep silly gilly, like deep. I don't know how Chuck
Deep.
Buffalo got out, but he did, and got that unanimous decision win. So, shout out to him.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
When Prado was squeezing, the blood was literally like shooting out of his face when he had that guillotine locked up. And what do you call it? Yeah, Charles Radtke looked good, and then, like I said last week, don't let this guy get him. Like I don't know how many f-bombs he dropped.
Too many. Way too many.
And then our next fight of the night, we had two UFC vets. We had Kelvin Gastelum and Vicente Luque, and Vicente Luque got the round one sub. What was your guys' thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, not too much to say here. Very good win for Vicente. I'm surprised Kelvin Gastelum got dropped. I was really thinking in my head before he got dropped, I was like, man, he's got one of the best chins ever. And then he gets dropped, and then he gets subbed. So, yeah, shout out to Mr. Vicente Luque for a good win at this stage in his career.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree with Mason. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I can't believe Gastelum's never been chinned. And then, like 30 seconds after that, he gets dropped. And I was just like, oh. But yeah, the odds were weird on this. Like, Gastelum was like, what? It's minus 250, 2.5,
Yeah.
2.5 to 1 favorite. So, like, I don't know, it was a little weird going in. I know it was Luque's middleweight debut, but man, he looks great at middleweight. I'm excited for his next fight at middleweight.
I thought Gastelum was piecing him up for a bit in the first round. Like, I really thought that Gastelum was going to drop him early and the fight was going to end fast because the way that he came out the gate, he was all guns ablazing. He was hitting Luque really with some really hard shots. I didn't know if Vicente could keep up with like the big shots, but he then goes on, drops Gastelum, like Mason and Connor said. We didn't expect that to happen at all with Gastelum's chin versus and his competition he's versed. But yeah, great win for Vicente Luque, and I think that he like broke a tie last night with Kevin Holland for the most or like third most finishes.
Yeah.
And then our next fight of the night, kind of a weird one, Chris Padilla versus Marquel Mederos. Uh, yeah, it was a split decision at first for Chris Padilla, and then they came back, and it ended up being a majority draw. All judges had it 28-28, 28-28, and 29-27. I was very confused when they read the judges' scorecards back after we already announced that Chris Padilla had won. What was your guys, Connor? What was your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I I'm not too surprised that it was a draw. It felt like Mederos was landing the more damaging shots, and Padilla was just bloodied up, cut up real good. And it felt like Padilla was just putting punches on him, but nothing was really hurting Mederos, it felt like. So I do understand where those scorecards are coming from a little bit. But Padilla's work in the clinch was amazing. He dominated the clinch every time they were there, defending takedowns. He eventually got one of his own. I thought he was going to get a sub off, but nah, man. Yeah, Taco Padilla, man. He's awesome to watch. But I like this Mederos dude. He really showed a lot last night, and he's got a lot of power in his hands.
Mason?
Yeah, this fight really ticked me off because I think Padilla won. And then, what was it, like a fight or two fights later, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we're sorry, whatever. I'm like, I thought Padilla won. He landed so many strikes. But, I mean, I guess it's a draw, so nobody wins. Or if you're an optimist, both of them won. So.
Yeah, it
There you
was
go.
I thought Connor exactly right was with the Markwell was landing the, what do you call it, the bigger shots, but Padilla's output was like so high, and it was throughout
Yeah,
the
it
whole
was
entire fight.
insane.
Man, his gas tank was huge. I thought that we may saw some
Yeah.
issues like because he came in an overweight, so I didn't know if he was like a little bit out of shape coming into this fight, but super high output from Padilla. I thought he had won. I thought that the point deduction. I mean, I thought he won 2 rounds to 1, but I mean, I'm not upset, but I'm just upset that they came out at first and said, yeah, it was a win for Padilla, and then fight later they come back and say it's a draw. Kind of weird, and it sucks for Padilla, who thought he had won. And then
Yeah,
our
I think
next,
if he had a full camp,
yeah,
I think if he had a full camp, he definitely would have won. I mean, he took it
yeah,
like what on like 10 days, 11
yep.
days notice. So I mean,
But same
for
thing
him to put
for
up that volume, yeah. Mederos was already had an opponent though, but he was already in camp preparing for
yeah.
somebody, but his opponent pulled out. But yeah.
And then our next fight of the night, we had a ranked matchup: Tatiana Suarez versus Luque Godinez, and Tatiana Suarez gets the rear naked choke in round 2 at the 229 mark. What was your thoughts here, Connor?
This was awesome. This was actually a really entertaining fight. They're really good grapplers, both technically. I love a good grappling match. I really do. And yeah, Loopy hurt her bad in the first round, and I really thought that it was going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tatiana just does her thing, man. She is so big for 115. It is just so hard to grapple with her and her size. And yeah, proved to be a really big problem for Lupi, obviously. And then, yeah, Tatiana being the first woman to finish Lupi Godinez in the UFC. So very, very impressive. Instantly puts her back in the title fight contention. So, yeah, great performance from Suarez.
Mason?
Yeah, Tatiana looked really good. Her grappling was really good. I'm a little surprised that Loopy couldn't find a little bit more control. And then Tatiana eventually got that arm triangle, and it was tight. It was deep. But yeah, good win for Tatiana.
Brunick. Yeah, no,
They
definitely.
said I don't know. I thought at first that Lupi was gonna, if she was gonna win this fight, she would have to keep it standing. I think her boxing was gonna be what beat Tatiana, and it proved fast. She hurt Tatiana very early in the fight.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna, like Connor
Yeah.
said, I thought it was gonna be over. I thought Lupi was gonna get the job done. But Tatiana's wrestling seems to, like she's just overbearing with her strength, and like she was like all the way sprawled out on bottom and was able to pull that leg in and get that first takedown. And I was like, from here it's probably gonna be all Tatiana, and that's pretty much what happened. And
Yep.
I was surprised that she got the sub off, but good win for her. And it, like Connor said, it gets her right back into the title picture.
Yeah, definitely.
And then our next fight of the night, we had number 8 Matus Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics, and Matus got it done in round 2 by arm triangle, and it was a pretty great performance from Matus. What did you think, Connor?
I was just disappointed with the matchmakers more than anything on this one. I thought Ribovics getting the number 8 ranked lightweight opponent when he's unranked, especially in that stacked of a division, I thought that was a little crazy. And the odds were pretty close, honestly. Gamrot was only minus 200, 2-1 favorite. So I thought I was like, oh, maybe they know something that we don't, and this fight could go a different way. And no, it went exactly the way that every single person thought it was going to go. And yeah, Ribovics, honestly, his stock goes down with this. I think he just proved he's not ready for the top 15. He has no ground game whatsoever. And his striking, honestly, wasn't even really that good. There wasn't anything that he did that impressed me at all. So I'm just really disappointed with the matchmakers, man. This could have been a lot better fight stylistically for both of them. Like I just don't understand the reason for this matchup.
Yeah. I made a mistake earlier. I said that Tatiana won by arm triangle, but she won by a rear naked choke. Matus won by an arm triangle, and dude, Gamrot is such a good wrestler. Like I've known he's a good wrestler, but watching that fight, I'm like, man, he was just laying it on him. Like Esteban Ribovics had no breathing room at all, and I'm gonna agree with you on this one, Connor. Terrible matchmaking. I think Gamrot should have had a way better fighter. He just fought Charles.
Yeah.
Charles is insane, but I don't think that they should have made this fight. And now what do you do with Gamrot? Like, that's not. I mean, I don't know. You might be right. Maybe they saw something we didn't. But what dominant win for Mr. Gamrot.
Yeah.
Ribovics, what do you call it? It was a huge step up for him. I mean, he has put on a few shows in the UFC, so I can see why they were like trying to like promote him to get in the rankings and everything.
Yeah.
But like Mason said, Matus Gamrot's wrestling is so like his transitions when he was in a takedown to take the back, it was so clean. He just was levels above Esteban Ribovic's, and that was Ribovic's struggle. We knew that he was going to struggle with the takedown game, and if he was going to win the fight, it was going to be on the feet. And I mean, Gamrot's wrestling was just way too much, and he couldn't counter it.
And Gamrot was even winning on the feet too. Like, honestly, Ribovics did absolutely nothing. Like, I was really disappointed.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see who Gamrot fight next, because he had an interesting call out because he called out Diego Lopez.
Yeah,
But I can see where he's coming from, because I feel like Diego may be going. He's a very big 145. He may end up going to 155 at some point in his career.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like he's already booked White House, and like I said, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. But like if they want to show off Ribovics, you show him off against another striker. You don't show him off against one of the most proven wrestlers in the division who's ranked. You know what I mean? Like, I love Ribovics. He's put on great fights, but put him up against people where he can actually fight his fight,
Yeah. I can completely agree with you, Connor.
Just disappointing.
Then our next fight of the night, we had Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown, and Kevin Holland got the unanimous decision, 30-27 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Connor, what was your thoughts there?
Oh my gosh, those calf kicks by Kevin Holland were disgusting. Those that welt on Randy Brown's lead leg was gross. There was a literal golf ball inside of that man's leg.
Too.
In the first round. Yeah. It was ridiculous. I mean, Kevin Holland just had his way with Randy Brown. I mean, it looked like Randy Brown couldn't do anything out there. Especially the third round was so bad. Like the first 2 rounds were great, and then Randy Brown was just hugging him, holding on for dear life, trying not to get finished. And he wasn't trying to go for the tee. His hands locked right around the body. Wasn't trying to do a takedown or anything. And it was, it sucks that Randy Brown did that, because he's usually a really entertaining fighter. Same with Kevin Holland, and it was great to see Kevin Holland back to his true form. But that third round with Randy holding him kind of ruined this fight for me, honestly. So that's all I really remember, honestly, is just Randy Brown hugging him, because it just kind of negates the first 2 rounds for me.
Yeah, Randy Brown kind of fighting boring, but the resiliency from Randy Brown. That was such a deep choke. That
I forgot about that.
how did he not tap? I think almost anybody, most people would have tapped that, and Randy Brown persevered and got through it, and I was very impressed with that. That really stuck out to me. But Kevin Holland was just trailblazing. They don't call him trailblazer for no reason. So yeah, good win for.
Yeah, I think it was good for Kevin.
Go ahead.
No, keep going, Mason.
Oh, I was just gonna say good win for Kevin Holland.
Yeah, I think that time off for Kevin Holland really helped him. He was fighting like every 2 months last year at the beginning of the year, it seemed, and I felt like it finally started to catch up with him. He was on that little losing skid, but amazing performance from him last night. I think the fight to make for him now is that Jacoby Smith fight after Jacoby Smith called him out in Houston. That would be a fun fight to see. Both guys are like right outside the rankings there at welterweight. But yeah, big win for Kevin Holland. I thought for sure he was gonna get that choke off. I really was hoping he'd get the submission. But
yeah, same.
You guys were both saying yesterday too, round 2 submission by Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
And oh man. I just can't believe that Randy Brown got out of that. That was just so insane to me.
I know, it was so deep, bro.
And then the next fight of the night, we had Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico, and Aaron Pico got it done on all 3 judges' scorecards, 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28. Connor, what was your thoughts on this one?
Great to see Aaron Pico get comeback after we watched him get brutally murdered on live television, or in person. Actually, me and Noah saw it in person. But yeah, no, Pitbull started off really well, actually. The first like 2-3 minutes, Pitbull was definitely winning this fight. And then Pico just kind of hit a switch and just turned it on, and he didn't let up after that. And he was hurting Pitbull so badly. And then there was one time he had him hurt really bad and up against the fence, and then he just shoots. And then the next round, round 2, has him hurt again, and he shoots again. Like it's the most frustrating thing to watch. Like these guys, you're hurting them with their striking, and then they immediately just shoot for a takedown, and then he buries his head into Pitbull's chest and did basically nothing with any of his takedowns. And so I don't know. I'd just like to see Pico just trust his hands a little bit more. I don't think he needs to do all that wrestling. I think just the fear of his wrestling is enough for people to or for him to be able to let loose with his hands.
Yeah. Pico's got some really heavy hands. Like he's got some power behind those punches.
Yes.
And I think that
yes.
Yeah, I'd like to see honestly, not even just for him, but fighters, if you got somebody hurt, get the job done instead of grappling. I mean, I understand if they're hurt. I understand if they're hurt and they go to the ground to try and get the sub, but you just gotta go. You just gotta go for the kill. You gotta smell that blood in the water.
Yeah.
But such a dominant, really good looking win for Aaron Pico though, and I'm really happy. Happy to see that he got that win. Especially like growing up and seeing him like at the Olympic trials, wrestling, everything. But good win for Aaron Pico. You get 2 thumbs up.
I thought that he was patient, which was like the big thing that we've been waiting to see from him. He gets kind of reckless when he fights, and that's what's hurt him in the past. It's how he got knocked out by Lerone, and all the other fights that he had gotten knocked out in Bellator. He just was really just reckless and running in there, and I feel like that's maybe why he like went in for the takedown when he had Pitbull hurt. He wasn't just trying to like run in there and get the finish because he's gotten hurt from that before. But it was a great performance, and he gets his name in the rankings now. He's a name. He's a problem. I mean, he's got really good wrestling. He's got great hands.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good fights for him at featherweight.
I'd like to see him get a rematch with Lerone though, because I feel like he definitely matured after that fight. I mean, he did get brutally knocked out, but eventually in the long run, I'd like to see that fight come around again.
Yeah, he was calling for that either Lerone or the Mavzar fight that
Mobzar.
ended up getting canceled.
Mobstar.
But
Yeah. That'd be a fun one.
Good fight. That'd be so much fun.
I think that they're probably going to end up giving him someone like I think Connor said last night, the loser of the Arnold Allen versus Melky Costa fight. That would be a nice fight for Pico after that.
I like that too.
And then we got into the main card, Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr, and Cub Swanson looked vintage. Cub Swanson last night, beautiful performance. Literally, it was landing everything he threw, and everything was hurting Landwehr.
Everything.
Connor, thoughts on this one?
Love it, man. Another fairy tale retirement fight ending. I mean, I think we all called it on the podcast last week with Daniel. We're all like, yeah, it's going to be a round 1 KO, Cub Swanson. He's going to ride off into the sunset. And I'm so glad, man, because you see a lot of these guys just go on like really bad losing streaks to like end their careers. And like that's how they pretty much get remembered.
Yeah.
And it's great to see someone like Cub Swanson be remembered as the guy who went out on top. 2 knockdowns in the first round. Like you said, everything that he hit Nate with just seemed like it hurt him badly. And, he was just being patient. I almost thought he was, like, not going to get the round 1 KO. He was being a little too patient.
Yeah.
But he got it. He got it.
Mason.
Yeah, Connor kind of said it all. That was definitely vintage Cub. And heck of a way to get it done for his last career fight.
And then the next fight of the night, we had a split decision between Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes got it done. And this fight just kind of didn't live up to the expectations that much. Man. I thought that this was like going to be a brutal finish, and no, we went to the judges' scorecard. Connor, what was your thoughts here?
I mean, this was so boring. And like the fear of getting knocked out was definitely there for both of them. They both were not underestimating each other at all. Like they knew what would happen if they went in for a kill shot, and that's normal, because Reyes just got brutally knocked out by Ulberg in his last fight, so he's probably really hesitant to get in there and get dirty. But I'm surprised Johnny Walker didn't want to get more dirty. I thought he was going to be the one, like we saw in his last fight, he shot a takedown in the first 2-3 seconds on Zhang Minyang. I thought something like that was going to happen, like some craziness, but like you said, Noah, but I don't know, but Walker's calf kicks I thought were just devastating. And I'm really surprised he didn't get the nod with the amount of damage that he did with those calf kicks, because that should have won him the fight, honestly.
Mason?
Sorry, just yawn because that was a boring fight. Man, that was...
Yeah, it's a big yawn.
I thought that was going to be done in the first round within the first 3 minutes, but they went to decision. I think Johnny Walker won. I feel like there wasn't that much damage from both sides, but I feel like Johnny Walker, if anything, did more damage, especially with those leg kicks. But yeah, 100%. Next subject, please.
Yeah, it was a very lackluster fight. I really thought that they were going to come guns a-blazing, and both, like, someone was just going to find someone's chin, and I thought it was be done within the first 2 minutes of the fight, but like Mason said, we'll just go to the next fight, because it was one of the greatest fights that I've ever seen in my whole entire life watching the UFC, and Josh Hokit. You may love him or hate him, he got the job done last night. 29-28 on all judges' scorecards. Connor.
I want to let Mason go first, because Mason was a big fan of this fight. So, Mason, what are your thoughts first?
Oh my gosh, dude. This just cured the boredom from the last fight. This is the greatest fight I've ever seen in my life. I rewatched it again this morning. I'm probably gonna rewatch it later tonight. Oh my, words can't describe how amazing that fight was, dude. It's not out of my head. I've been thinking about it all day. And Hokit, man, what what a funny guy. He really proved the haters wrong too. a lot of people would be like, "Oh, he's all talk, all this, all that." He just beat Curtis Blaydes, who's been a top 5 merchant for forever now. Like he's been in the top 5 forever, and now Josh Hokit just made this heavyweight division a little bit more interesting, especially with his upcoming fight that he got scheduled for the night of.
Yeah. We got that Derek Lewis versus Josh Hokit news. Right during the co-main event of the evening.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fastest booking in UFC history.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he'll be ready for June, but I'm excited that we're gonna get some heavyweight fireworks for. I mean, I know we're getting the heavyweight title fight between Pereira versus Gan, but Hokit, man, if he comes out there guns a blazing against Derek Lewis, it's gonna be the madness.
That fight will be a lot shorter. That one will be a lot shorter for sure.
I think that Dana and everybody knows how sucky heavyweight is. So they had this fight. This fight just made heavyweight so much more interesting. Gable Stevenson gets announced. We got probably one of the biggest heavyweight fights ever with Alex Pereira coming up. Like, I've never looked at heavyweight like this in a while, and I am so dang excited.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
Connor, what was your thoughts on this fight?
That was awesome, man. I mean, if you don't like that fight, you're not a real MMA fan. It was like Hokit had the momentum to start, and I thought he was gonna KO Blaydes in the first minute. And then out of absolutely nowhere, Curtis Blaydes gets a second wind and just pummels Josh Hokit. And he landed like 30 significant strikes in a row on him up against the cage, just bah, bah, bah. And the way Josh Hokit's head just snaps back whenever he gets hit is just like, he's like a bobblehead, man. Like, oh my gosh. Dude, he's got like no protection up there, dude. And he's just... Every punch, I thought his eyes were gonna roll back and he's gonna fall, but no. Somehow he stayed standing, and I was waiting for one of them to gas out, and they never did, dude.
The fact that fight went 3 rounds absolutely amazes me.
Insane.
I'm like, this is gonna be over within the first 2 minutes. Like yes. One of them is either gonna die from exhaustion or get pummeled to death.
Like Josh Hokit could barely stand. He was just
after round 1, they couldn't even sit him down in the stool because he was so tired. He wasn't gonna get back up.
Dude, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
It was one of the great. Like my girlfriend was even like she doesn't even like watching the fights, but she was like she loved that fight.
Yeah. Dude, just every punch was landed. They were just combinations after combinations.
I want to make one thing clear. Josh Hokit is amazing for the UFC. He's making this. Like the UFC needed this. They needed he's huge now. He just beat Curtis Blaydes. People were hating him. People were loving him. What do you think, Miami? Let's go.
It's a good guess now.
Oh man!
Can't wait for the White House card. Just got so much better now.
Oh, I know it. I can't. I hope the wish the White House was next week. I love watching Josh Hokit fight.
This is exciting. I would have loved to see him fight Gable. I think would have been.
They could have made that happen.
Two great wrestlers going at it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even
no wrestling.
Even Bo Nicola shouted out Josh Hokit, and he was like, "My senior year, he was the only person that actually tried to put up a fight and wrestle me and wanted to beat me." So it was kind of cool seeing that. But awesome. Let's get into the next fight because Paulo Costa looked like vintage Paulo Costa, man. Woo. It's the KO round 3. Connor, you called it. Was going to be your golden goose, but
yeah, I got stolen by the special guest. Special guest Daniel, the Cage Report, stole my golden goose. I was wearing my Paulo Costa shirt yesterday, actually, too, so that was hype. And, no, dude, terrific performance from Paulo Costa. I mean, just went out there, did his thing. Murzakanov is a tank. That is a hard man to put down. And Paulo Costa made it look easy. Honestly, that first round, those calf kicks were nasty. Those kicks to the body were nasty.
Yeah.
I just loved how active he was with his legs, and that was like such the biggest difference because Murzakanov is just a boxer. Like we know his style. He just wants to box,
Mm-hmm.
and Costa throwing in those kicks was just brilliant. He got rocked in round 2 pretty bad, and then he recovered pretty nicely and started hurting Murzakanov himself at the end of that. And then he was also deep in a choke. If Murzakanov had landed that choke on Costa, that might have been like the craziest like upset bet ever. That odds on that probably were like plus 5,000. Murzakanov by sub.
So yeah.
That would have been nuts. That would have been insane. But no, Paulo Costa looks great at 205. That secret juice is obviously working. And now he's going to be in the top 6, probably top 5, with a little bit more movement going on. And so I'm really excited for a 205 Paulo Costa title run here.
Yeah.
It's the year of Paulo Costa, baby.
Mason.
Yeah, dude. Paulo Costa, first of all, looked very healthy, looked like a heavyweight. Like, he is huge. He looked big for middleweight. He looks big for light heavyweight moving up.
Yeah.
And he did gas out a little bit, though. You could definitely see he gassed out after that first round.
100%.
But he
100%.
recovered really nicely, and then that shin to the head.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Like literally it was bad. But now that's 2 fights in a row where unranked fighters are now going to have top 6 or 7 rankings. So
Yeah.
dude, I'm excited for this Paulo Costa title run because he looks so good. He looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like this move up to 205 should have happened a lot sooner for him, man. He filled up the weight like easy.
Easy.
He made Murzakanov look tiny in there.
Yes.
And that's that really surprised me. It was noticeable when they were making their entries in there. He looks huge for 205.
Yes.
And I mean, I will say he did look like he started to get a little bit tired there at the end of round 2 and stuff, but came back round 3, got his second wind, and landed a beautiful head kick. The shin was right on his temple.
So nice. And like Murzakanov kind of gave up the same way that Bo Nickal gave up against RDR. Like he was like, nope, just sat down like that. It didn't knock him out. He just gave up.
I think his legs were done, and he knew it and was not gonna be able to stand.
He was just like, I'm just gonna take a nap right here. Let me just go.
Man, Paulo Costa is a problem for the 205 division. The 205 division needed some juice, and I feel like a few of these guys coming up from middleweight is going to make that division so much more exciting. I mean,
yes.
205 is a fun division, and we can get right into the main event from there because, man, another insane performance. Carlos Ulberg gets the KO round 1 over Jiri Prochazka, and we have a new champion. Connor.
You're dang right we do. And I'm going to have Mason go first because this was his golden goose.
Okay, Mason. Golden goose hits. What were your thoughts?
I want to preface something first. Everybody got their golden goose right. That's a first time.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention that.
That's huge. That's huge. But
yes,
we can save that for later. But man, I called it. I knew Carlos Ulberg was going to get done early, and he did. Faced that adversity. He probably tore something in his knee, and he just that check left hook. Dean Thomas was talking about it. Joe was talking about it. DC was talking about it. And he had that check left hook, and Yuri's lights went out. Then he woke up, and then he went out again.
Yeah.
But, hey, Carlos Ulberg, and new.
Dude. I was on the Ulberg train with you, Mason. As soon as this fight was booked, I was on Ulberg. I've been on Ulberg for a while. He was one of those guys that was unranked when I started watching, and I just watched him like climb the rankings. So like him and Van are the first 2 guys to win a belt unranked when I started watching. So it was just like really cool to see that happen. But yeah, dude, a lot of controversy with how Jiri decided to fight. I'm all for it, man. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna be lame. This is the round's gonna end, and then they're gonna tell us that Ulberg can't fight, and then they're just gonna give the belt to Jiri. And I think Jiri also knew that, and I think
Mhm.
that's why he did what he did. And I'm really shout out to Jiri, man. I think he should get a rematch, honestly. But you should never do that in an MMA fight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love him for doing it, but like, man, you just shouldn't do that. And Carlos Ulberg had the same thought. Like, Jiri was like pointing, and Carlos was like would like throw a punch whenever Jiri would try to point at the ground, and he's like, "No, let's fucking fight." And it's like, yeah, you got to fight, man. You can't show mercy, like he said. No mercy,
Yeah.
no mercy.
I really thought that this was gonna be Yuri's time. I don't know. I felt like everything lined up, and it was like, man, Alex is gone. Yuri can. His issue is finally out of the division, but Carlos Holberg he's the real deal, and
He's the man.
he has so much power in his hand that it's the left hook. It's Yuri's downfall.
Yeah, he was just like, oh my
Oh
god,
my goodness!
so
But
mad. Like shells up and then bam. Oh, so it was so clean.
like you said, Connor, you should never show mercy in a fight. It's for the title shot. This is like, I mean, Yuri's getting up there in age. How many more title shots is he gonna have? And Carlos Ulberg just delivered, man. I thought he was gonna have a little pressure going into a big moment, but he had no pressure, man. He looked good the whole fight. To the injury, he was. I mean, I can't believe was able to overcome that injury. Yeah,
I
how significantly injured he was. He could not put any pressure in. Every time Yuri attacked that leg, he fell to the ground. But
Yeah.
shout out Carlos Ulberg. It sucks that that was the worst outcome that could happen though, because he
Yeah.
wins. He's gonna be off for who
A
knows, at
while.
least 9 months probably because
At
of the
least the rest of the
surgery
year.
time.
Definitely the rest of the year for sure.
So we're gonna have to get another interim title,
Yeah.
interim title at fight at 205. But it it sucks because Carlos Ulberg, wasn't a young prospect either. He's
35.
35 years
Yeah.
old. It's tough to see, but man, I can't wait to see once he's healthy and get him back in there. What do you guys think happens now at 205? Who do they make? There's going to be an interim title fight. There has to be an interim title
Yeah.
fight. Who
Yep.
who do you guys think the next interim title fight should be?
I think that, yes, Khalil Roundtree lost, but he lost to Jiri.
Mhm.
Khalil's number 4, and I think you do Khalil and Ankalaev, but Ankalaev
Yeah.
Mhm.
should 100% be in the interim title fight
Yep.
if they have
Yeah.
one. I like to see
Yep.
Ankalaev versus Khalil because Khalil is my favorite light heavyweight, and I'm a little biased, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely that's the exact matchup that I have. I think that Khalil showed that he was beating Yuri in that fight before the stoppage, and Khalil's been working out with Hamza and training with Hamza and Pico and all those guys. I feel like his gas tank's going to be a lot better the next time we see him in there. And
Yeah.
Ankalaev's he's the most deserving of getting a title shot next. But I really hope that Khalil wins because Khalil versus Carlos, once Carlos is healthy,
That's a banger.
that's a banger fight.
That's a banger for sure. I agree with the Khalil and Ankalaev interim title fight. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if it was like Ankalaev versus the winner of Jan and the Guskov fight next month. I just have a weird feeling that one of the winner of that fight is going to be in the interim title fight, especially if it's Guskov and especially if it's like a convincing, like good finish,
Like a knockout finish, yeah.
Yeah, I think if Guskov finishes Jan, I think he's definitely has a case for the
Yeah.
interim title fight. But if it's not Ankalaev versus Khalil, then I'd be a little surprised.
Could I say, is there any way that Paulo Costa gets a interim title shot after knocking out an undefeated
My
guy
God,
last
I didn't
night?
even think about that. I totally forgot about that. Actually, yeah, give Paulo Costa the winner of Guskov and Jan. and then Khalil and Ankalaev in the interim title fight. And then the winner of Paulo Costa versus the winner of next month's fight fights the winner of the interim fight.
If Carlo's not healthy.
If
By
Carlos
that.
isn't healthy. Of course, yeah, obviously. All this is if Carlos isn't healthy. Yes, of course.
I just hope that I hope that Carlos didn't get injured too bad. Something
I don't know, man.
Something definitely got torn.
That could be.
But like,
that could be a career-ending injury too, man. Those are bad.
Maybe something didn't get torn, and maybe he'll be out for less than 9 months or so. But I don't know. That looked really bad.
Just gotta pray.
Man, what a show, though. That's got to be card of the year, right?
Card of the year for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Card of the year.
Bangers all around. Bangers all around. Loved it. Yeah. Great cards.
But we'll end it there, and we will be back later in the week with our preview for UFC Canada, Mallet versus Burns.
I won't be here next week either. Sorry.
Oh. Yep, we won't have Connor next week, but yeah, that's it for it.
Peace out.
Peace out, everybody.